If we have learned anything from the last couple of years, living through and continuing to live in this pandemic, when everything has changed and become different, when we saw major cities shut down, when we saw massive loss of life, when we saw policies and procedures change for everyone's safety, when we saw companies that would not even want to give people time off thrive and change their employee standards about what working from home is, when relationships, even dating, changed and became more video and virtual, everything about our last couple of years has changed and become different. When before we would look at people wearing masks with derision and wondering what was wrong with them, and now when they're not wearing masks, we look at them like, what is wrong with them? Everything has changed and become different. As I've entered this new year of 2022, Isaiah 43, verses 19 to 21, but mostly really 16 to 21, have been really running through my mind, and I would like to share it with you. This is what God says. The God who builds a road right through the ocean and carves a path through pounding waves. The God who summons horses and chariots and armies, they lie down and then can't get up. They're snuffed out like so many candles. Forget about what's happened. Don't keep going over old history. Be alert, be present. I'm about to do something brand new. It's bursting out. Don't you see it? There it is. I'm making a road through the desert, rivers in the Badlands. Wild animals will say thank you, the coyotes and the buzzards, because I provided water in the desert, rivers through the sun-baked earth, drinking water for the people I chose, the people I made especially for myself, a people custom made to praise me. I guess part of the reason that scripture has been rolling through my mind because God is that kind of God. Roads through rivers, making ways through places where there were no ways before, making openings where there were only brick walls and closings, bringing healing where there was only sickness. God has been doing things brand new. Some of it has been things that we've welcomed, and other things have been things that have startled us and thrown us a little off course. But God has been showing us so many new ways that he's still moving, that he's still providing, that he's still taking care of us, that he's still protecting us. I just don't want in 2022 to pigeonhole God in the way that I know I have in the past. I want to expect God's newness. I want to look for him to do miracles. I want to expect, instead of going through with my preconceived notions of where God's going to move, how God's going to move, how he's going to speak, I want to open my eyes every morning and look for his newness, his new way. And I want to be a part of what he does new. I don't want just the wild animals to be the ones to say thank you, because they're the ones with the sense to realize that things are different. That where deserts were, where there was nothing, all of a sudden God has put provision and life-sustaining forces in. I don't want to be the one who misses out on what God has done and what God is doing right now. So in 2022, one of my daily commitments to myself is to look for God's new in this new year. And it's not going to be long before this new year is going to feel pretty old. But if I commit to looking for God's new each day, then every day that I wake up, I feel like I'm opening a new gift on Christmas morning. And I want to continue to hold on to that hope. I don't want to become disillusioned and stale in my praise and worship because I'm still doing old things. And when he says forget about what's happened, he does not mean do not learn from your past and do not learn from your history and do not learn from your mistakes. No, but what he's saying is don't dwell there. Use those things to teach us the lessons that are necessary. But God is moving forward, and we have to continue to move with him. So I ask you to commit with me this year. Let's be new. He gives us new mercies every morning. Let's be new. He's doing a new thing. Let's be new. Let's keep the new on this new year as long as possible. Happy blessed new year to you all. See you next week.